Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our monthly chat with the mayor here on Facebook, on the city Facebook with our mayor, Clint. I'm John Montgomery. Nice to have everybody here. Beautiful Friday morning here, and we got another list of things to talk about here today, but it's a wonderful summer here in Sullivan.
It's a flurry of activity. It's summer in Sullivan, and just like John said, good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the City of Sullivan, Sullivan County, the Wabash Valley, our great Hoosier state, all across the nation, and to those listening abroad. Welcome to the August 2023 edition of First Friday Chat with the Mayor. Having a few technical difficulties this morning, so unfortunately, folks in WNDI Radio Land aren't able to listen. Hopefully, they'll jump on their phones, their laptops, their computer devices, and watch us today. And then also, we've kind of got dual cameras here, so if I go back and forth, that's why, because we have Facebook Live to our friends out there watching right now, and then we also have our YouTube channel, right? So this is going to be archived and after the fact. I don't think the YouTube is live, but it will be archived and put on our YouTube channel. So yeah, welcome, good morning. Like John said, it's a beautiful Friday morning here in the City of Sullivan. The sun is beating in, shining in on us.
Well, we can see the sun, that's for sure.
We almost wore our shades this morning. The sun's always shining in Sullivan.
It always is.
I think I was in I've been doing the statewide tour with the OCRA, the Office of Community and Rural Affairs, and one of the questions when I was at Turkey Run last week, we've been to Delphi, we've been to Columbia City, Huntingburg, Lawrence, and somebody asked if our communities were ready for the eclipse next year, and I said, well, I'm not sure if the eclipse is coming because the sun is always shining.
Oh, nice.
The City of Sullivan, eclipse or not. Anyway.
For those who don't know what you're doing on these road trips, maybe you could explain to people exactly why you're going to Delphi.
It's the Brother Love Traveling Salvation Show. Pack up the babies and grab the old ladies and everyone goes because everyone knows about Brother Love's show.
That's right.
No, I appreciate you asking that. What an honor, it is to, I always say it's like asking a mayor to talk about their community is like asking a grandparent to talk about their grandkids, right? All you got to do is plant that seed and go on and on. It's very heartwarming, things like that. So director, former mayor, Denny Spinner, he's the director of the Office of Community and Rural Affairs, asked me when they were doing their Okra Comes to Your Region tour. Basically, they do an outstanding job. I've bragged about Okra every single show for years, right, on this show, and all the how they planted the seed for development. When I give my talk, I talk about the rough statistics that were facing our community from day one, and then along came Okra, and they came into town. So I don't know. It was just he asked if I could kind of wrap up at the end. Okra comes in, talks about CDBG, talks about all the different funding and all the acronyms and all the ways that communities can tap into those resources, and then I just follow up at the end, kind of a farewell. Smack them on the rear, get them back in the game, rub the shoulders, and get them out of here. So,
how much more of the tour do you have?
We've done 5 sessions, and now we're down to our last one. We'll be in Brown County, I believe, next week. So we've been all different parts of the state. A lot of fun. We have a good time because in this job, John, whether it's touring the state for Okra or First Friday Chat, you got to make it fun because this job it does get tough. This job can be lonely at times, right? Because you're surrounded by thousands of people and you're doing all these things. But at the end of the day, in the words of Harry Truman, the buck stops here, right? At the end of the day. So you just got to have fun. We try to be enlightening, but we try to be informative and entertaining all at the same time. And sometimes the entertainment isn't for the citizens or the people watching the show or the people in the crowd. It's kind of self-therapeutic, so to speak, right? Sure. I always say we were mental health awareness before mental health awareness was cool.
Sure.
Right?
Yes.
We'd always been kind of talking about things like that. So, no, it's been a great summer. We got one more session left. And hopefully, here's an open invitation to Mayor Spinner, Director Spinner, to join us on the show to kind of recap what Okra's doing all over the state and what they're going to be doing here in the City of Sullivan, not just now, but for the future administration, the next administration. I know we'll be in tune with Okra and continuing to plug away of chasing every possible resource available here to the City of Sullivan.
Monthly Chat with the Mayor and live right here on Facebook and YouTube. And Also want to tell everybody that one of the things that's been going on this summer, of course, is our city pool, which has been very active. I know there's been a lot of great activities there. But you guys recently celebrated a 60th birthday.
60th birthday. It was the big birthday bash. I believe it was July 28th. Last week, July 28th in 1963. We talk a lot about the pool. We talk a lot about nostalgia. But I really feel it's important to pay homage to our past, which will help prepare us for a successful future. I really believe that wholeheartedly. You don't recreate, so to speak, or you can't live in the past, but you need to learn from it and celebrate what made the community. You know, I always talk about that. The Central School property is where the community's character came together. It was where the character was molded, right? It's where we were groomed, a lot of us, and when we met each other, when we were brought up. And the city pool's very similar. Yeah. It's the same way. It's nostalgic. So I just feel like it's very important to make sure that our citizens, especially young people, understand the sacrifices that weren't just made by the mayor or our team today, but back in 1963. John, we talk about the early 1900s of the Carnegie Library, the beautiful architecture of the 1924 courthouse, the downtown gymnasium, the 1968 Park and Lake, and the 1963 city pool. These were amenities that built this community. People chose to live in Sullivan, right? A lot of them maybe worked in Vigo County, worked wherever, but maybe worked at the coal mines, but they chose to live here. It increased the quality of life, and that's what we're doing today. So it was pretty neat. I don't know, John, if you saw the paper or saw on Facebook, the two pictures side by side there for the folks from 1963. I think Tom Severe, he was a dentist in town for many, many years. He was holding the scissors. Mayor Harold Neal, Harold was there in the picture. Sid Hale, so many of them. You can go to the city's Facebook page and check that out. And I believe if you click on the picture, you can see the list of names of people that were there in 1963. So it was folks that were taking time to care in 63 and a group of dedicated individuals in 2023 there to celebrate. But Alyssa's Custom Cakes had birthday cake down there that day. Amber Hunt, our community development director, made sure we had our 6-0 balloons, and it was just a fun day. It was another flip-flop Friday. They gave out free flip-flops that day. So I think everybody in attendance had a great time. Sarah Hannon, the pool manager, she made sure the 60s music was playing all day. So 60s music, John, and the kids still didn't run away.
Well, right? That's a good sign.
So, it was a good sign. Happy birthday to the Sullivan City Pool for 60 great years. 5 years we were kind of shut down and on hiatus. But overall, thank you to the men and women, not just in 1963, but in the 70s. I know Dave Jarrett, I believe he was a manager there, John Bobbitt, Amy Cobb. We could name so many different names over the years.
Chad Smith was definitely one.
Chad Smith, so many people. Stitzel, I think he was a pool manager at one time. So it's touched so many different lives. So many different people have been involved in that. Different folks on the park board that kind of kept band-aiding it. We made the big investment, and now we're back. So happy 60th birthday, Sullivan City Pool. Here's to another 60 more.
Absolutely, yes. Let's do that. Another event coming up this weekend that I think is going to be popular for everybody. I know everybody's talked about it already, and it's going to be right across the street here at the old Civic Center.
That's next weekend.
Yeah.
Yes, next weekend. Yeah, it's going to, it's a big one. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. It's bigly. It's the Brew, Q, and Wine 2 Festival going on at the Sullivan Central Plaza, the lawn of the Sullivan Civic Center. This is a big one. It's August the 12th, and it's from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. They're going to have beer and wine, food trucks, live music, vendors, a barbecue contest. I tell you what, beer, wine, and barbecue. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
What's the old beer commercial? Boys, they don't get any better than this. Kids activities, and it's free admission. It's going on. Come spend your weekend with us. There will be plenty of activities for your family and friends. So make sure everybody in Sullivan knows about this, your family, your friends, your neighbors, Sullivan County, the Wabash Valley, and the tri-state area. We're gonna tap into another one.
Nice.
We're going everywhere. So no, it's going to be a great time. Meyer Winery, located right here in Sullivan County. So it's Sullivan County wine right here, and it's going to be a great time.
We got to put a plug in for Sullivan County Community Hospital. They're helping to sponsor that event as well. So,
I saw that, the kids activity zone.
So that's nice.
Kudos Sullivan County Community Hospital. Thank you. You know, John, I talk about this. I kind of go back to that Okra tour. one of the main themes is the coalitions, how successful communities can't do it on their own. Usually the county government, city government, all the different entities come together, the private sector, the hospitals, the libraries. And we talk about a lot about that here on the show. But Sullivan County Community Hospital, such an asset that we do have quality health care in our community.
Absolutely,
and now they're stepping up in a big way for the Brew, Q, and Wine 2 Festival once again, going on next weekend. I want to see you there from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. I know John will be there the whole time.
Yeah.
We'll be rolling him out of there on a wheelbarrow. But anyway, it's going to be a great time for all family, all ages, and the kids. So come down and enjoy beautiful downtown Sullivan and find out exactly, when we tell you that it feels good to be here, what we mean by that.
So, one thing you wanted to bring up today was something about tornado victims. What was it about that you wanted to talk about?
Just to let folks know, there's been a lot of information put out, tons of information put out since March 31st. Can you believe, John, it's been 4 months? And, being 4 months, it's still, the cavalry rode into town. They might be out now, but the long-term recovery still continues. There's still folks that are dealing with their insurance. There's still folks that are dealing with FEMA. There were uninsured, and then also the funds that were raised through the Wabash Valley Community Foundation being administered by the long-term recovery group, a group of volunteers that are working tirelessly to try to do everything they can to make sure the ones with the most need, that the donor intent was to get to the folks that needed the most resources. So we had several forums over the last week. Last Saturday morning at 11 a.m., we hosted a forum. There was probably 20 to 30 people there. Last Monday at noon, we had another forum. And then last Monday, this past Monday at 7 p.m. So if you worked on weekends and couldn't make it on the weekend, we had it available. So there were 3 different times on 2 different days. So we touched a lot of folks. A lot of people came in to get accurate and correct information, not the misinformation, especially, unfortunately, some of the purposely driven misinformation that was put out. And that was really frustrating because, like I said before, these folks are the most vulnerable they've ever been in their life, with their homes ripped apart. Some of them lost loved ones, all the loss. We could talk about all that. But for people to capitalize on that for political propaganda, it's BS, quite frankly.
Yeah.
So I felt really good about having a tornado victims forum. I know the recovery group that they wanted to put this on. We said, absolutely, let's open up City Hall and let's kind of have a family discussion. So, like we said that day, some of the information provided was positive and some of it was a very frank discussion. And at the end of the day, the bottom line is it's math, John. Right. Well, we appreciate the contributions from not just Sullivan County, but all over the Wabash Valley. Matter of fact, 970 different donors gave.
Wow.
$55,000 was raised from Sullivan County folks. So that means over 900,000 of it was raised outside of Sullivan County.
Isn't that amazing? For
those proceeds. So there was a lot of information out that day. And while $1 million is great, I compare it to this year's blacktop. We're going to do $1 million worth of blacktop this year. And we have 35 to 40 miles of streets, and we're only going to get about 17 segments of streets. So $1 million, while it's great and we are so appreciative, don't get me wrong, also a major part of that came from not necessarily individuals, but trusts and things like that contribute to that. Over $250,000 of that came from that. But quite frankly, we're just woefully short. I mean, we've said from the beginning that the federal government, the state government, and the local government aren't going to make your lives whole. Unfortunately, we wish we could. We wish we had $100 million that we could just dump out and say, here you go, and start passing it out. They also talked about some of the, why don't you just divide it up and pass it out equally. And if you'd have taken the time to come to the forum, Richard Payonk, a volunteer that's directing this coalition, gave a very thorough presentation of why that just doesn't make sense. Because once you do, each victim would get about $3,200.
Oh, okay.
Out of $1 million, you have 210 FEMA cases, 29 small businesses. When you do the math and break it down, you pass out about $3,200. Now, would $3,200 help, so to speak? Yeah, but does it really make people full again? Does it really move the needle? And then once you go through that fund, you lose all of your VOAD connections, your Samaritan's Purse, Southern Baptist, all the national coalition that comes in and helps and leverages that. So I'm not doing it justice by trying to talk about it on the show. He had a very thorough PowerPoint presentation, and I think everybody left there that day, all those different times of knowing and having a better understanding of the why this coalition is doing what they're trying to do. And once again, they're volunteers, and 4 months ago, there was a lot more volunteers at the table. That's not a shot at anybody. That's human nature. You get busy. You can't volunteer forever, right? They have lives. They have their own families. They have jobs. But now you're down to a handful of volunteers trying to do the best they can, making the right decisions, and to try and help as many folks as they possibly can. So that was a great time. I wanted to thank the long-term Sullivan County Long-Term Recovery Group and all the volunteers that are trying so hard to just decipher through all this stuff and to be able to come back and help those folks, especially the ones with the most needs.
Well, next month's show in September, we are hoping to have our good friend Steve Simmons and representatives from the Rotary
Mr.
Club.
Entertainment, you mean.
Yes. And he'll be with us, and so we'll talk about the Corn Fest at that time. But we need to talk about it today a little bit because I guess tickets are available.
Tickets are available, yeah. The Sullivan Rotary Club, you can get those in advance, I believe. Just be sure to check them out on their social media pages. And the Corn Festival, I can't remember, we always say this every year, whether it's 65 or 66 years or whatever it is, but it's going to be a big one. Obviously, David Lee Murphy.
Yeah.
We're looking for a party crowd is what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're looking for a party crowd, and there could be a little dust on the bottle over there that night as well. You never know. So we would definitely want to get ready for that. It's going to be a great entertainment lineup. But yeah, 90s country singer David Lee Murphy coming to the City of Sullivan for that event. We're going to talk more about that at next month's show. When
Can you get David Lee to come on the show?
I don't know. He's coming on a Thursday. Can he hang around all night and get up the next morning and blow the dust off the bottle?
We can tape something with him.
Hair on the dog. We've been accused of no.
He's very good. He'll be a great show, as will all the entertainment be for the week of the Corn Fest. That'll be a lot of fun.
Another fun time.
Okay, your list is upside down. What are we talking about?
That's all right. We just had a lot of events. If you want me to jump in, we have a lot of events that we're going to get to, and also kind of go over some of the events in July. Big shout out to Lacey Vaughn there and the recovery group that put on a heck of an event down at the Sullivan City Park here a couple weeks ago, or I guess it might have been last Wednesday. They utilized the bandstand, had a little event in the park. It was great to see the park full of life and full of friends coming together to support each other. And then that night they had a pool event. So I believe there was a little over 200. Just once again, making sure that the emotional well-being of our community is at the forefront. John, we like to talk about that a lot. Whether it's a 5K event in the spring, whether it's the recovery event, I've said it many times before, we can talk about the brick and mortar projects. I mentioned several of them a while ago.
Yeah.
The amenities over the years that have been invested in our community, some of the future investment that's yet to come, the homes that are being built. But at the end of the day, it's really about people. Investing in our number one asset, and that's our people. So I appreciate groups. That's probably one of the most rewarding parts about this position as mayor is it's more than a mayor, right? It's people stepping up now and doing things, whether it's tornado victim assistance, whether it's the Corn Festival, whether it's the recovery event, the Friday social from a couple weeks ago. People are stepping up and doing it. And the city's just here to be your partner, but not always have to take the lead anymore. So that's
you had
great.
A perfect day for the Friday social.
The Friday
and
social
then the
was
pool
great.
Afterwards, you go to the city pool. That was a beautiful.
You talk about an amazing weekend, a fantastic Friday in Sullivan. Yeah, from 4 to 7 downtown there at the farmers market corner. They had potato heads. They had shaved ice. They're at the snow cone shop, and then now you can see Hobbs Produce is set up there, and I tell you, it's delicious produce. It's great. Jamie and I, we went and picked up some produce and cooked it up, and it's delicious. So to see that southwest corner full of life and activity, it's great. Matter of fact, I drove by today and I saw a food truck out there again. So look forward to that. Be sure to come down, check out downtown Sullivan, and of course, it's our second food truck. We do have, Carl McCammon has the Huddle. We don't want to forget about them. They're located there on South Section Street, and they get around to a lot of the different events. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure that they're going to be at this as well.
I'm sure they will be. Yeah.
So to see that, I also know I think we have Street Bistro. There's a few others. I don't want to start naming all of our food trucks because we have several. But it's coming. It's kind of a trend, and it's definitely here in the city of Sullivan. But the Friday social was just a great chance to remind folks about that corner. Back in, I believe it was 1978, there was a horrible explosion. That was before my time. But, so that corner has some nostalgia there as well. And how the community cleaned that up, created the farmers market. And that's what we should do, right? We should just continue to revitalize and make it vibrant again, and to see the activity come back downtown. So to see kids on their bikes coming up to get a shaved ice, and to see people pull up to get them their supper for the night. And then Meyer Winery, they were there at that as well. So people were having some slushies and all kinds of stuff. It was just a great time. And then afterwards that night, I believe there was a movie. I think it was a movie night, or it was an open swim night.
That's right. The pool.
Might have been just an open swim night down there at the Sullivan City Pool that night. So kids came uptown, and then they went down to the pool. So that's the synergy that we're talking about. That's the synergy that we're creating, and that's what brings your food trucks. That's what brings the snow cone place. You have to bring the people. Right. That's what brings new businesses, which we can jump right into that.
Absolutely.
They're located on the north side of the square at 30 West Washington Street, the corner of Washington and Court. Have a new business coming in, a new restaurant going to come in called the Square Pub. I think it's okay to go ahead and openly talk about that now. They're going to be coming in. We hope, but sometime between now and the Corn Festival. I hate to give dates because you never know, something could come up. Yeah. But I do know the Redevelopment Commission has worked with these folks, and they're ready to come in. I know they also worked with the SBA, so putting all that together. And also, I can't really elaborate, but there's a couple other businesses that we're talking to right now in pretty serious discussions with about locating in the downtown area. So
that's exciting. Between
the Square Pub coming to the north side of the square, between the other new businesses, and then of course the granddaddy of them all, the big hotel. Come a 65-room hotel. It's coming. It's done. It's happening. I think we talked about it last time on the show that they had closed on their financing, Mr. Hicks. Matter of fact, we'd like to have Mr. Hicks as a guest on the show, maybe the October show.
Absolutely. That would be awesome.
Try to get him to come in here, and he can kind of talk about that. He's meeting a lot of folks in the community where we want to make sure that this is Sullivan's lodging, not the mayor's lodging, not Mr. Hicks' lodging, but this is community lodging. And we need folks in the community to step up and make sure that their loved ones, when they come to town to visit, that they patronize and just be a part of something special right here in the downtown, in the heart of the community. So several new businesses, the activities, the hotel. John, you can see it's not just one thing.
Yeah.
There's not just one magic silver bullet that takes care of everything, right? It's flowers, lights, banners, activities, kids, seniors, wine fests, hotels, pools, small businesses, Corn Fest, new homes, literally new houses, infill housing being built, whether it's at 504 North and 520 North Broad, whether it's at 501 or 521 North State, several houses there. Be sure to contact Nora Leone if you want the house on the northwest corner. Contact Century 21 or any of your local realtors, but Century 21, I believe, has the other three listed. Okay. And then there's going to be new housing coming to the East Washington Street corridor, several other places. So I know Natalie at Century 21 and Troy Stanton have kind of partnered up to start doing some houses. But I also know Jeff McNeely and Nora, they're doing some things. You can contact any of those folks today. And quite frankly, contact your local realtor of choice. Whether that's West Bedwell, Kurt Howard, whatever the case may be, Followwell Real Estate. Now's the time. If you're thinking about moving, if you're thinking about relocating, there's never been a better time than be a part of all of the amazing things going here in the city of Sullivan. Don't just visit for the beer and wine fest. Set up permanent residence so you don't have to travel very far afterwards.
Yeah, because you've got a lot of choices here. You can go live in different parts of the town, whichever you think is best for you and your family.
Absolutely.
I mean, you got a lot of choices here.
It's not just one area being developed. There's going to be different pockets of new housing coming up, infill housing throughout the city. Once again, just getting back to the basics, pushing that population density back into the downtown area. if you want a fairly decent sized yard, we have that option. If you want a small yard where you don't have to do a lot of maintenance and maintaining, we have that option for you too. So a lot of great things. You can hook right up to fiber, high-speed broadband internet in your home so you can work from home. Sullivan, Indiana is the residential premier hub of the Wabash Valley, and it's just getting better and better every single day. So, John, we talked about the new businesses. Okay. We talked about the events. We talked about the activity. We also have another event going on tomorrow, going on this weekend. It is the first annual August 5th, Saturday, live music between 2 and 5 pickleball tournament. It's the first annual Ellen Tucker. She's iconic. She's iconic here in the community. Yeah. Pickleball and cornhole tournament. I stopped by yesterday. The concrete cornhole boards are spread out. They're ready to go. And it's a pickleball tournament, different skill divisions. They got the round robin. Registration starts tomorrow at 8 a.m. Play starts at 9 a.m. $20 entry fee per person. I know pickleball's a big deal. So be sure to come down. Cornhole tournament, that also registration starts at 8. Play starts at 9:30. That's $10 a person to get in the cornhole tournament. Come have lunch at the park. Food trucks will be on site. Did we just mention that? And plenty of seating will be available. So once again, that is tomorrow going on at the Sullivan City Park, the first annual Alan Tucker pickleball tournament. Cool. Yeah, be sure to check that out for sure. So,
okay, what else is going on, Clint?
We're just going to keep rolling. We're going to keep going through all these things. The Senior Society, the Sullivan Senior Society continues. You talk about a group of individuals that are dedicated, that are working tirelessly to get this thing off the ground, and they're having a lot of success. They're going to be the flyer. I got 3 here on one thing. I thought it was just one thing. The Senior Society of Sullivan presents. This is for all 55 and over seniors. It's back to old school. Instead of like a back to school bash going on, because we know school's about to start.
Sure.
This is back to old school, and it's going on. It's a pool party and a luau. It's going on Tuesday, August the 8th from 6 to 8 p.m. A Tuesday night. Getting over at 8 o'clock, so it's not going to be too wild and crazy, but it sounds like it's going to be a great time. It's the luau going on and pool party. You don't have to swim. You can come just have fun anyway. Swimsuit is optional, but please wear something. John, don't go there. I remember the last time. Well, anyhow.
That's so funny.
Yeah, swimsuit is optional, but please wear something.
That might be the event of the year, Clint.
Come hungry. Menu is subject to change. Dana's mini meatballs and Lil Smokies. Don's barbecue and pork loins. Lisa's pineapple tree. Miscellaneous hors d'oeuvres.
Come one, come all.
Cash bar, live DJ. This event is open to all seniors. Entry fee, $10 per person. Tickets are available at the door, but advanced reservations can be made at ssofsullivan@gmail.com. You can also go to their Facebook page. I have seen where they're asking folks that maybe clicked interested to let them know if they're going or not, so they can get a proper head count on food. And please let them know about your wardrobe. Please, no wardrobe malfunction. Please, no wardrobe malfunctions at the Sullivan City Pool.
That's the party of the year right there. Okay. And we've got the another event tomorrow. It's the Farmersburg Old Settlers Festival. And there's going to be all kinds of activities here. I'll just run them down. Parade starts at 10. Touch a Truck from 11 to 1. Kids Corner 11 to 6. The Vendor Fair 11 to 7. School Supply Giveaway, which is very nice, 12 to 2. K9 Demo with Kaiser. That's at 1 o'clock. Cornhole Tournament at 2. Charlie Archer, his band will be performing 8 to 11. You've also got bounce houses at 11 to 4. And all kinds of stuff. Kids music, limbo, hood. I mean, it's a wonderful day. And make plans to be part of it. That'll be at the Farmersburg Old Settlers Festival on tomorrow.
Clothing is not optional at the Farmersburg Old Settlers Festival, especially when you're in the bounce house.
Well, that's true. That's true. That could be a problem.
Oh my gosh, 5 months left. I'll tell you. You talk about, remember Fonzie jumping the shark?
Yeah.
I think we jumped that son of a gun several times.
That's the funniest thing we've ever had on.
We just keep going over.
Yeah.
So the kids corner, all that.
Yeah.
That came with the old. Yeah, that came with the Farmersburg Old Settlers.
We're good.
Yeah, go to Farmersburg, have a blast this weekend.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Come throw some cornhole bags around, play some pickleball.
Yeah.
At the Sullivan City Park as well. A lot of great things going on all weekend long.
Yeah, it's going to be a beautiful weekend, so get out and enjoy yourself. And again, don't forget, 1 week from this Saturday, be here at the Sullivan Civic Center for the humongous event put on by Meyer Winery and Sullivan County Community Hospital. It should be tons of fun.
Yep, absolutely.
Tons of fun.
And some good eats too.
Some great eats.
Oh my gosh, barbecue.
Great eats.
It's going to be great. So
and also, you get dollar tickets there for sampling barbecue or wine or whatever. All that money will go back to Sullivan County Lions Club. So there is something there you can help with, which has been a very nice organization for our county. So, and I'll let you have the final word if you have anything you need to add.
Yeah, no, we appreciate the Lions Club stepping up and helping out with this event. That's a big deal to see them benefit, but also it seems like anytime you need anything, they always step up and they do things. The Brown Baggers, I know they had July 22nd, their ribeye steak cookout down at Baszler's. So if you were unable to attend the Brown Baggers event and you want to make a contribution, please contact them today. We are in August. We're going back to school, and this is where the Brown Baggers are the busiest, right?
Yes.
They make sure that they feed a lot of kids. For those of you not familiar with the program, Brown Baggers is a kind of a program where students can take their food home after school. Maybe they're in a situation where they're unable to eat that night, maybe just busy schedules, whatever the case may be. I don't think there's any questions asked, but Brown Baggers supplies for children of Sullivan County and all the schools a chance to have something to eat on the evenings and the weekends. So right now, they're definitely going to be in full swing. They're going to be down there preparing all these bags. And at the same time, it also costs a lot of money. So if you can get a chance to help them out, it'd be greatly appreciated. And once again, just to kind of, go back on the when it comes to the long-term recovery, the contributions still need to come in. So I encourage everybody, if you haven't had a chance to give yet, check out the Wabash Valley Community Foundation. Go to their website. You can go to the long-term recovery or the City of Sullivan archive back. We'll try to get that link up again as well. Contributions need to continue to come in. The City of Sullivan, the mayor, nobody handles those contributions, and we don't distribute those contributions. There is a very streamlined system, but unfortunately, there's just not enough resources to get around. So the more help we can get, we'd really appreciate it. Look forward to kind of a media blitz on fundraising efforts coming up over the next couple months. Once again, just to make sure that we capitalize on all the resources and leverage for additional resources as we continue to build back. If you drive down there to the south side of the city, you can see there's new construction, there's new homes coming up. Is it as fast as everybody wants it to be? No. But what we're told from experts, it's a lot quicker than any other natural disaster they've seen within 4 months. And, Mr. Payonk said it best. He said, a lot of times when you plan on building a home, anybody that's ever built a home, the day you make the decision to build your home, to actually get that started underway, very few people get to do that in 4 months.
Yeah, for sure.
Usually you're waiting 6 months, 12 months, up to 18 months to get your design, to find your builder. So to see new construction within 4 months, actually it was within 90 days.
Wow.
Some of them were starting to go up. So once again, is it the pace we want it to be? No. But at the same time, you're starting to see progress, and folks are happy that they're starting to come back home. But that means there's still some vulnerable people out there that aren't quite as fortunate, and they're still having a lot of stress. So we're going to continue to be there and partner with them and do the best we can for them. So, but thank you everybody for continuing to, whether you have contributed to the Help Sullivan Recover Fund, whether you have donated time, whether you have prayed, whatever in whatever capacity you've come help, we say thank you. We thank you for attending all these wonderful events, for continuing to support this community, for patronizing your local businesses. We always talk about new businesses that we're trying to attract, but we have an entire city full of excellent businesses all the way from the north end of town, from the from the bowling alley all the way south to the Cata Corner, and of course all over Sullivan County, but in particular, of course, as the mayor of the city, we encourage folks to come into the city and patronize these businesses, because they're the ones that are making this thing go around. They really are. So John, it was great as always. It was a great August show, I think.
Yes.
Hopefully we got a lot of information out to you that was informative. We're sorry for the delay. But hey, that's part of it. That's baseball. Speaking of baseball, how about those Cubbies?
I don't want to talk about it.
We are on a roll.
I wouldn't mind the Cubs winning, though. Just not
against the Reds, huh? Right.
But you're right, though. They have really, wow.
Boy, we're definitely on a roll.
Really play well.
So, and in closing on the show, best of luck to all the kids going back to school, Northeast School Corporation, Southwest School Corporation, whatever school that you're going to this year. We ask for residents, motorists to be careful, watch for stopped buses, watch for pedestrian traffic, kids crossing the street. Definitely, let's have a great school year and continue, everybody out there, to tell your friends and neighbors how great it is here in the city of Sullivan. And if you're watching from across the Wabash Valley, it is time for you to relocate. Come check us out at the Beer and Wine and Barbecue Festival. See how great it is here in the community. And while you're here, grab a realtor and make Sullivan your home, because we're doing things that are much bigger than ourselves. And you definitely want to be a part of it. So God bless you. God bless you, John Montgomery. And have a great weekend. And we're going to see you next month at the First Friday Chat with the mayor at the September edition. It's going to be a great show. We're looking forward to seeing you.
Thank you.